so
ended up with a quite dense loaf, but it's nice.
what'd you say? You ended up with a quite dense loaf. Where's that coming from? Hello.
From the bread I've made.
Hello.
Ah, right, okay. I thought that was coming in from somewhere. We're live, by the way.
Oh.
Oh, hello, chaps.
I'm just doing the titles.
I'm eating bread and chicken.
Hobbit's got quite a dense loaf.
Yeah.
No one's watching. No one's watching yet, anyway. So you can just say, "Oh fuck, bugger." We can say "fuck" and "bugger" and all sorts because no one's watching. Not even our mate Susan. She's not watching.
She's watching from afar.
Got Interdimensionalism forgot it was Thursday. He's in.
Nice.
We've got our one viewer now.
Yeah, we can start.
I got a comment on the YouTubes. I got a comment on the YouTubes, and it says.
This is how you install the file that you need to.
No, we don't. That bollocks. I do too. Not appreciate Rachel Carson.
Who?
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. So, I was going to make a joke about something paranormal, but I can't remember what the joke was. Anything paranormal come across your purviews?
No, this week's been paranormal free, right? I think.
I think it's been a bit quiet on the paranormal front.
Yeah. They're saying that most of it's on TikTok these days, and I definitely need to look at TikTok more. I think. Yeah.
What else have we got here? Oh shit! Yeah, this is a great one from the Fortean. This dude was stalking this guy for about 30 years. So in 1964, 15-year-old Kenneth Furnival from Runcorn in Cheshire had his bus ticket checked by conductor John Ray, then aged 18. This encounter triggered a lifelong obsession in Furnival, who came to believe that Ray was really the 1950s pop star Johnny Ray, who he slightly resembled. So anyway, this carries on right up to present day. This bloke's a fucking lunatic. They went to his house and they found a big shrine there to Johnny Ray with complete with PI photos and everything.
This sounds like a Visbit, which has gone on a bit too far.
Yeah, you look a bit like someone. I'm going to follow you everywhere.
Did we do that thing the other day about learn how to be a swan? And people were perplexed about learning how to be swan signs. It is a bit from Viz.
Oh, was it? Oh, you don't know. We did that last week, swans, didn't we?
Swimming gracefully,
Yeah.
honking at, hissing menacingly.
Don't they teach you how to break a man's arm, don't they?
Yeah, break a man's arm.
What else we got in here? So, Schrodinger's twins. So you've got so couple divorced. Husband is absolutely adamant that the woman gave birth to twins, and she's saying no, but he's taken her to court for access to the twins that don't exist.
How does that work?
God, don't know. Mentler. Need to do something about that, don't they? So that's...
Is a Fortean theory for you, right? So, you know how they use traumatic events like terrorism and such to cause mind control? Do you think the consequence of all the mind control is you get more and more mental health issues of people going doolally because the world they live in is dangerous and they don't know which way's up?
Well, when would you say they arguably started it? I mean, technically, you could go right back to the assassination of JFK, because nobody believes that that Harvey Oswald acted on his own. Like how long have they been doing these psyops on us?
Well, I mean, there was
Well,
that thing that happened in Serbia about 100 years ago, and I'm just waiting for some other European aristocrat to die in Serbia so that we can have World War One version 2, because, you know, 100 years...
You know, I'm becoming more and more convinced that World War One was year zero. A lot of people say World War Two, but I think World War One was like year zero. I think they buried, hid, destroyed a load of evidence for what life was like before then.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to conceive of what the world was like before World War One.
Yeah, and they let Hitler get away to South America, didn't they?
Mr. Scheckelgruber.
Antarctica, yeah.
Scheckelgruber from I can't remember what was his town. What was his town birth called? But that he razed to the ground and destroyed and burnt the local church with all the records in it.
That's not suspicious in the slightest. Yeah.
Oh, did that actually happen? Yeah, okay, that's a psyop then. Well, you know, people do think that Walt Disney and Hitler were the same person.
No, Charlie Chaplin, Fraser.
The only people that believe Walt Disney and Hitler are the same people, like, oh, you know, Bill Gates and Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen there's a new match made in hell?
True.
There's a new match made in hell. Bill Gates is getting a TV series on Netflix. Just what we need.
Oh, good. Is it going to be like My Time at Epstein's Island?
No, he won't be. I don't think he'll be mentioning.
How wonderful these vaccines are for you. Just ask India. They love him.
Hold on, it's got a really sinister name. Hold on a sec. I'll see if I was Bill Gates Netflix.
Is it like How I Exterminated? Actually, no.
Yes,
no, it's Enjoy Your New Future or something like that. It's.
Oh God, that sounds.
It's something really, really.
The New World Order.
What's next? The future with Bill Gates. Join visionary philanthropist Bill Gates as he delves into pressing global issues and uncovers cutting-edge technologies that will transform the world.
Oh God! You know what it's going to be in it? It's going to be eat the bugs.
Eat the boogs. Eat the boogs.
But every time they say visionary, it's like all this visionary is like suck water out of poo, and release malaria mosquitoes into Florida. That was something I forgot about. If you guys go back,
his visions are 1984. That's a good idea. Soylent Green. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So, if you guys go back to Rachel Carson, I Don't Appreciate You, or You'll Not Appreciate, that's what the episode... I think it's episode 196.
Yeah, I think it was going to be something a bit stronger, but I think we decided that discretion was the better form of valour.
Yeah, because I don't think on YouTube you can put Rachel Carson go fuck yourself. But
Can we know that Susan's dead?
You know what? You go ahead. It's your show. So you just go into the Anchor FM podcast thing, because it's one of the last the Fortean words on the podcast. After
I do need
episode
to.
200.
I dread to think how many episodes I've got to. I need to put you on as I've got your email. I just need to put you on as. Apparently, I can put you on as an admin.
You've only got about 40 to do.
Yeah, that's all right. Then.
Oh.
So it's only nearly a year's worth of podcasts.
I'm only about a year behind. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's not bad. Yeah. We're good at this podcasting luck, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we're great at it.
Yeah. We're really we should do another hard-hitting expose on Fred and Rose West. The first one went so well.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yep. Sure good.
So what's on the docket tonight then, Hemi?
We're going to talk about this parish crash. It's genuinely one that like you guys haven't heard of. I only ever heard of it in passing, literally like a one sentence thing of it. So what happened was, as Jethro would say, I don't know which one to go for first. I've got to look at So that's partway through. There's some weird shit going on in here.
Is it a case of its memory hold like everything else, or
There's all kinds of weird shit that goes on around this thing. So that's 2010, 2016.
2010?
I'm just looking at the dates. So it happened in 2010. I'm trying to find the oldest thing.
2012, T.
Let's start this one. So okay then. So what happened? In sometime in March, there were two lots of crashes. There was one on the M6 and there was one in Paris, because Parisian roads don't have names. Hobbit.
Yeah.
The M6 and Paris.
The Autobahn French edition.
Yeah.
I mean, they have got names, but I'm assuming because people aren't familiar with whatever the Paris orbital's called.
Yeah.
Le Grand Road, is that what it's called?
I don't know what it's called. It's probably N95 or something.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, because it'll be national route, won't it?
It'll be the Rue de la Hoya or something, won't it?
Well, so right, there's Le Mans, there's Paris, and I can't actually. Well, I'll go to layers and then. Right, so there's an inner ring road. Is it? It's N104. Yeah, it's the N104.
Right, so also there's this one of 26 which I'm going to have to figure out on the fly, because I've only just figured out the keywords to get this thing going. So anyways, this is by a fellow called Mark Collins on the March the 8th, 2010. Speculation has been rife about the links between the incident in Paris and the recent crash on the M6, as it is clear that both have some level of unexplained activity, and both crashes have been subject to strict reporting guidelines, hence we haven't even heard about them. And they're even harder to find. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't been fully crushed by Google or whatever. Full details are unclear at this time, but it's understood that two vehicles were involved in the crash, and it took place near the Eiffel Tower, although the exact location is being kept secret. Okay, so this is why it's the Paris crash, because we don't know which part of Paris. Parisian traffic police were keen to play down several rumours that have started to circulate amongst those who witnessed the crash surrounding events that led up to it. These include alleged witness statements that claim a bright light could be seen emanating from at least one of the vehicles before it collided with the other. In other statements, witnesses walking on the nearby pavement reported to have seen the occupants of one of the vehicles disappear momentarily at one stage. I mean, this is real, fringe shit, isn't it, Fraser?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Parisian... Wasn't there a teleporting one in Fringe?
I seem to remember there was a bit where he was giving the CIA lady LSD whilst he was going over a recipe for root beer, because he's like, oh yes, I am a chemist, I know how to make root beer.
Walter is one of the best characters ever on TV.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Just have you had a look at his anus? Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever watched MacGyver?
Yes.
No.
I need to watch more of that again, because I seem to remember he was stuck somewhere and he had a paperclip and a TV.
And then he makes a rocket launcher out of it.
Yeah, why not? Dom says no, it's the Wraith.
You'll never beat the cabbage gun from the A-Team.
The cabbage gun?
Yeah, they got locked in a shed, and all they could come up with was a cabbage launcher. It was cabbage mortars. They were just hammering these evil white people who were just oppressing the local Hispanics. They were shooting them with cabbages.
Hispanics is euphemism for Mexican, right?
Yeah.
Why is Mexican
now?
Yeah, Latinx. Yeah.
That is a racial slur, and I refuse to use that term.
I think even Latinx is accept that that's a racial slur. I don't think they like it.
No, I mean they didn't come up with that term. I think
isn't Latinx like a Latino they them or something.
Yeah.
The bit which I like about that is they're saying, "Oh, how do I say non-binary in Spanish?" And it's well, depending on the gender of the subject,
male and female thing.
Depending on the gender of the subject, you either say non-binarino or non-binarina.
Bean Arena. Yeah, I like that.
Well, you know, Latino, Latina.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gendered into. That's why they don't like to use it, and they have to put the X.
That's
on
what a
it,
Latinx is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's why Latinx is an offensive slur because
it's like
it's
0.00001% of the population or something. Yeah.
But whereas 99.9% of Mexicans and I suppose people from Central America would be upset if you called them a Latink.
Anyway, but the Parisian traffic police have denied the validity or existence of the statements and also confirmed there were 4 bodies present in the vehicles, 2 in each. All were male and said to have been badly burnt in the subsequent fire after the crash. When questioned about why they won't name an exact location for the crash, the police have put out a statement saying, "We wish to keep the location secure while the investigation continues, and we are aware such a location would attract people wanting to speculate on the reasons for the crash. This would jeopardise the integrity to see." Literally, there's nothing to see here, so we're not going to tell you.
Yeah, that's it.
How would
Move
that
along, please.
jeopardise if there are bodies and there's? How would it jeopardise it in any way? Someone coming up and taking a photograph. If there's bodies in the car, right? Then that's proof of your story.
Looks like you've had a bit too much to think.
Yeah. So what have we got? 1 of 26. I haven't figured out what this 1 of 26 is. There's something called 1of26.com. Oh, okay then.
1 of 26. Well, is that genders?
It would be now, wouldn't it? No,
it would be. Yeah.
1 of 26,000. So 1 of
Is
26.
it like Heinz? There's 57 different varieties.
It's like Heinz, but a bit weirder. When the initial reports into the M6 paranormal crash and the Paris paranormal crash first surfaced a few years ago, many were sceptical and questioned the validity and authenticity of these reports. Speculation was rife, and soon after those initial reports came along headlines such as "The Milky Way Motorway" and "The Time Traveller's Diary" as the media tried to make sense of what was being reported by a lone freelance journalist going by the name of Mark Collins. So Mark Collins is an alias, I think. These
not
headlines,
to be confused with Mark Wyatt.
Yeah, not to be confused with Edwin Collins, who sang "Never Met a Girl Like You Before."
I liked Edwin Collins, and he did another song, but no one remembers it.
These headlines were soon accompanied by theories suggesting that time travel and alien life forms could hold clues as to what really happened during those incidents. Again, all prompted by Mark Collins' ongoing investigations. Others spoke of it being an elaborate hoax perpetrated by one man, the finger of suspicion pointed at Mark. So everyone's fingering Mark Collins.
No, these aliens.
Why do people have to jump to? Oh, people disappeared, or a flash of light, therefore aliens, or time travel.
That's how you smear something, isn't it? It's like calling someone racist on the internet.
Yeah.
You know, you smear it with
UFO. It's just
you smear it with UFO,
aliens.
and then people can just ignore it, then, can't they?
Yeah, roll eyes. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that wet ass UFOs didn't take off.
UAPs. UAPs isn't quite good. UAPs or UFOs.
UAP.
Do you like UFOs or UFOs?
UFO.
UFO. Irado.
We
UFO.
detected an
That's how
UFO.
they say it in Nigeria, isn't it? UFO.
UFO.
Irano. Uvavu.
Look at my
It's a
new
BBC
UFO phone. I have a new UFO phone.
I took this from the UFOs.
The MUFON in Nigeria have an UFO phone. I've got an UFO phone.
UFO.
It's so funny, isn't it, when people call these things? Across.
Is that why they don't abduct black people? Because they might steal shit.
UFO phone.
Is that it? Like the
You may
aliens
not take my UFO phone.
they know the crime statistics or something, and and they don't want to risk it. Is that why, like, it's never like UFOs abducting Africans?
It's because aliens don't see no human
people
beings.
in Latin America.
They do anyway. They do, don't they? Barney Hill.
That was a weird
that was a
one.
mistake.
Do you know? I didn't know Barney Hill was black for about 30 years. I'd never even seen a picture of him. Never knew anything about it.
Well, yeah, because there was a time when they used white people names as opposed to just calling the sons LaShawn and Ashtray and Jamarcus. Why is Jamarcus a name? It's not a name. Jamarcus.
Yeah.
The Fortean case of why names are weird.
Wrong, right? Why is there no cases of UFO abduction in Africa?
How do you know? Because it's McKilly McKenby. That's why.
Yeah. Is that the crocodile man? Is that the man bear crocodile pig? Is that McKilly?
The man bear pig of Uganda. Oh, there's another man bear pig.
The man bear crocodile.
South America.
Man bear crocodile, exactly.
They're the favourite. I don't know if it's something in the blood, right? Yeah.
Is that McKilly McKenby, the man bear crocodile?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Just everybody should go back and listen to our Africa. I thought we were extremely culturally sensitive when we did the Paranormal Africa episode.
We might have made one or two social faux pas, but I think we got away with it.
So this is where it starts getting weird. So across both incidents, reports spoke of bright lights, occupants of vehicles either disappearing or momentarily. Mark Collins reported that in Paris, someone broke into the morgue at the famed Petit Salpêtrière. I think I've got that right. I bet
you speak like a native. You got away with it, mate.
Yeah. Do I sound like a Parisian? Do I?
I thought I was right in Paris right there.
You thought someone was directing you to the Eiffel Tower, did you, Hobbit?
That's it. Yeah.
While you had, and I had a string of onions around my neck and a baguette under my arm.
Yeah, and you know, just the cigarette smoke. I could smell it through the headphones.
Yeah. Wearing a mime t-shirt. Yeah.
What is that, Hobbit? The Petit Sal. Is that not? The Petit Salpêtrière?
If you give me what you're reading, I'll have a look at it.
Look at which one is it? For fuck's sake.
Pastry shop, innit?
God, that was really good bread. Well, you needn't worry about the missing 4 Paris Paranormal Crash.
It's one of 26. It's the one of 26 one.
Oh yeah, one of 26.
There you go. But I'll
just
paste the word. How do you pronounce that one, Hobbit?
Oh,
it's the weird bit in the middle really trips you up.
That is because I thought you were trying to say small, like petite, but no, that's Petit Salpêtrière.
It's the weird. They've got the Salpêtrière. It's like the bit in the middle, like really trips you up.
Petit Salpêtrière.
Salpêtrière.
Salpêtrière. Yeah. Let me have a look at the hospital. I want to see where it is.
To tamper with bodies from the crash, and while it was alleged that CCTV footage would hold clues as to what may have happened to the victims from the crash on the M6, this footage was never uncovered or revealed to the public. But
there's a website for the hospital.
But where reports stopped, ZWT Jameson persevered. There's weird people in this. What he uncovered was the testimony talking of time travel, people being sent back to our time to locate key compounds for a vaccine to help protect the people of the future from a deadly virus, and of allegations citing that first contact happened in 2009 and was being covered up and hidden on the board of the International Space Station. Fuck, I didn't know all this shit was going on.
Oh, that sounds like... Okay, that guy's a fucking plant. That guy's just been, muddying the waters. That's fucking... He's
the turd in the punch bowl.
Shit, yeah, he is, yeah.
Let's see if we can find anything from this ZWT. He does the one of 26.com.
Oh, okay, right.
I'll give you one of 26. You have a look through there, Fraser, and then read out anything interesting.
Everything's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, he's just advertising his book. There's not much on here.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. A daily dose of paranormal activity, cryptids, and UFOs.
UFOs?
UFOs.
UFO?
Okay then, so this is what ZWT Jameson says. In the late 20th century, a plan was conceived to travel back to the present day to secure vital compounds not available in that time in an attempt to develop a vaccine to rid the world of a devastating virus. Is it monkeypox? But this plan was compromised.
We call it Npox now.
Npox, sorry.
We'll be on COVID 2026 or something, like. No,
but this plan was compromised by a group of rebel scientists who took advantage of the line opened in time travel
Hang on. Can you just do that again? But this time, audience, right? Because of licensing issues, Brexit.
Yeah.
Just play the A-Team theme tune in your head whilst you say a team of scientists sent back in the future.
If you know of their whereabouts.
You can maybe hire them, maybe. No
and
promises.
extract natural resources from the present day to aid their quest to escape Earth. Steve Garner, along with 25 others, was supplanted into the late 20th century as an infant to create the perfect group of... Wouldn't he be forgot by the time... he's got all that stuff, gets to 13, he's wanking his fucking brains out.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way they're going to fucking remember, is there?
Yeah, exactly. Like, someone comes up to you on your, 30th birthday and say, you've got a job to do, you've got to save the future. You're just going to be like, fuck off, mate. It's like,
No, I never.
it's like, what? Look,
You can't make me.
I've got fucking, sexy lady on fucking...
You're not my dad.
internet.
You know what? I'm playing COD. Fuck off. I'm playing COD.
Exactly.
Fuck off.
For some reason, I'm just imagining this guy's Vinny struggle. It's like I'm playing FIFA in it.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, dear. So, those agents are being activated in the early 21st century. This is their story. The story behind the headlines.
Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Da, da, da.
Is this why cabbages made the cars crash? They made a cabbage cannon.
What? Which made people go? They made a cabbage-based teleportation device. Do you know if you try and go to Paris, apparently there's no Google Street. No, there's no Google Street View inside the hospital.
Oh.
There's like all these roads.
Imagine that.
The hospitals have a street view.
Well, yeah, because you can go to hospitals in the UK, but no, this one has it's barred. It's got got steel gates.
I know what one of 26 is. That there were 26 people sent back to the past.
Oh,
I think.
Right. Okay.
I think I've figured out one of 26.
And he's one of.
So I think we've decided that ZWT Jameson is a turd in the punch bowl.
Right. Okay. Continue though. Is there more?
No, that's it.
This is interesting.
It's a really crap website. It's like I'm not buying his fucking book unless he's going to put some effort into this. More information can be found here. Page not found. So more information can't be found here because it's a 404.
Cool.
So we'll never know what happened in Paris.
Yeah. At least not what happened.
We'll always have Paris.
Except we won't.
TWZ.
We'll always have Paris, except we won't.
Yeah.
So what else have we got here? Just as an aside, I found this one while I was searching for it. Lancashire police criticised motorists who abandoned cars and played football on the M6. Imagine enjoying it. You're supposed to be fucking miserable while you're in a traffic jam. What are you doing?
Literal fun police.
Yeah.
Can you just imagine that they're that Christmas at World War One, and they're playing football? It's like you're supposed to be killing one another. Imagine if the Germans and the English sort of turned on their
what it is. I don't know if you guys can remember the bill. We wanted Burnside, but we get Reg Hollis, don't we?
Yeah.
I distinctly remember hating that show when I was a kid. It's like,
do you remember Reg Hollis was like the desk sergeant, the nerdy desk sergeant? Do you remember Reg Hollis?
Oh, I got you right. Okay, fair enough. No, I just kept thinking.
Burnside was the CID guy that used to flush people's heads down the toilet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Police say, we urge people who find themselves on a tailback on the motorway to remain in their vehicles and await instruction.
How about no? We're going to make the best out of a bad situation.
If that bloke in the Mondeo behind you told you to jump off a cliff, would you, Hobbit? Would you?
Yeah, I would. Then what? What are you going to do now?
I just thought I'd stick out with it because that did tickle me. It's like literal, like you say, literal fucking. This is how the Starmer. What do they call it? There's a nickname for Starmer's government, isn't there? The Starmer something.
2-tier Kia.
No, I can't remember. Stormtroopers. The Stormtroopers, isn't they?
Oh God! Yeah.
Oh God! Imagine that. But imagine that. But this is like crap dystopia. Like let's just do an aside into crap dystopia 3. I think, ain't it now? Like you're literally in charge of 1984. A little man who talks like ba.
I am going to cut winter fuel allowances. Beer, bibbly bong. And no more free bus passes. Brr.
You're gonna have 5 years for mean tweets.
Is it literally just a case of we think all the pensioners are going to be dead now, so let's just fuck them over?
Yeah.
Well, no, this is the pensioners are living too long. We need to.
Well, it's because the pensioners overwhelmingly vote Tory, so it was a punishment, wasn't it?
That was a funny thing. Like in Germany, there's like, we'll allow the 16-year-olds to vote, and that will fuck over the boomers.
Oh, have you seen how Brexit's destroyed everything now because you have to pay €7 for a 3-year visa?
Oh no! How terrible!
Oh no! It's Brexit Holocaust.
Oh, my heart bleeds. But no, so anyway, in Germany, they allowed the 16-year-olds to vote, and I think it was like 93% of them voted for Alternative for Deutschland, which, of course, as we all know, is the hardcore neo-Nazi party of Germany.
With 2 lesbian leaders, right? Is that right?
Because that's legal in Germany, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, by the way. I'm just, like, hyperbole.
So here we go. This is from Ghost Theory. So here's another one I found. M6 paranormal car crash. A man has been arrested. A man.
Yeah.
A man.
You know what that'd mean normally. Here's the latest update from this strange mystery that we've been following along the past few months. Just to recap, back in March of this year, I wrote about a weird report from Paris. Let's.
Oh, really? So they don't really give you much detail on what happened in the crash and what the eyewitnesses saw. That's what I want to hear.
I've followed one of the hyperlinks. Okay, so this might be. Hopefully, this is the start of it. This is just bizarre. I really would not think much of news like this one. I really would not think much of. God, that scans really badly. But the fact they have multiple witnesses were saying that they saw witness passengers in a car disappear momentarily at one stage. A car crash on Paris. On Paris's M6 motorway. Isn't there an M6 in Paris, Hobbit? Have I got this mixed up? So it wasn't the M6, it was the M6 in Paris.
Let's have a look. M6. There is there's M6 Salford. All right. Yeah, there's an M6 here in. No, that's the N13.
So there is no.
Because you see.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so there is there is no M6. Then.
Well, you see,
this is part of the problem is the fact that insane people write these stories, which don't help.
National routes, which I think is their equivalent of A roads, they're called N.
Yeah. And
their motorways are called A for autoroute.
So this guy's got mixed up that there's the Paris and M6. So a car crash in Paris's M6 motorway, which it isn't. has been shrouded in
So
secret.
does he mean A6 then?
Is there an A6? Is the A6... What
A6.
big road is near the Eiffel Tower? Because all we know is it's near the Eiffel Tower, this road.
Right, so the Eiffel Tower, the main road that's outside it is called the... Well, that's a quay, so that's not a road.
Is that the one where the Arc de Triomphe is? That big
Arc de Triomphe is... it's in a line with it, but that's different place. No, there's no major roads near the Eiffel Tower.
Because all they were
Where's
saying...
that area?
Because all they know is it's near the Eiffel Tower, this road.
So apparently the Russian school in Paris, that area is completely airbrushed out. You're not allowed to see it. And...
Well, it's a mystery.
I mean, you guys can look on Google Maps. That's what I'm doing. I suppose you've got Le Rue Jean Rey. But where would you get sort of... Oh, okay, there's a sort of more major road. And that's called Boulevard de Grenelle, which has got a train line going through it as well. Oh, it's like a metro above the thing. But like you got an A6, which is, if I looked again at the A6, it's showing me. No, that's the A6 in England. I want the A6 in France, dickhead. A6 right. Poligny in France.
So this is from something called PR Log. M6 crash report. Suspected link to Paris crash being investigated. Details of a recent car crash in Paris are now surfacing after an embargo placed by the authorities reporting the incident has now been lifted. For immediate release, PR Log press release. March the 8th, 2010, speculation has been rife about the links between the incident in Paris and the recent crash in the M6. So it's just the guy that wrote the start of the blog is an idiot.
Oh, okay, the A6 does go into Paris, and then it joins up with the A10 and becomes the A6B.
Mm.
But you see, that's confusing. You shouldn't call it France's Motorway 6. You should call it the Autoroute 6, because they call it Autoroute.
Yeah. Well, in the PR log, it says the Paris and the recent crash on the M6, so it separates the two. I think what it is, the bloke just failed to separate the two earlier up in the article. As it is clear that both have some level of unexplained activity and both crashes have been subject to strict reporting guidelines, full details are unclear at this time. Hold on 1 second. Didn't that bloke in his book say they were dropped here as kids?
Yeah.
Okay then. Full details are unclear at this time, but he's understood that the two vehicles were involved in the crash and that it took place near the Eiffel Tower, although the exact location is being kept secret. Parisian traffic police were keen to play down several rumours that have started to circulate amongst those who witnessed the crash surrounding the events that led up to it. These include alleged witness statements that claim a bright light could be seen emanating from at least one of the vehicles before it collided with the other. In other statements, witnesses walking on the nearby pavement were reported to have seen the occupants of one of the vehicles disappear momentarily at one stage. The Parisian traffic police have denied the validity or existence of these statements and also confirmed there were 4 bodies present in the vehicles, 2 in each. All were male and were said to have been badly burnt in the subsequent fire after the crash. Well, there's not necessarily... Like, fires after crashes is only something you see in the A-Team anyway, isn't it? Yeah.
Very rare does that happen. Like,
yeah. When questioned about why they won't name an exact location for the crash, the police have put out a statement saying, "We wish to keep the location secure whilst the investigation continues, and we're aware such a location would attract people wanting to speculate on the reasons for the crash. This would jeopardise the integrity of the scene, and any evidence is still to be uncovered." More to follow. So that's that Mark Collins guy that did that one.
Nice.
So that's the basics of what happened. I say so back to the previous article I was reading. I say paranormal related because according to the initial reports, witnesses saw a flash of light in the car before the occupants momentarily disappeared and reappeared. Right, got that. A few weeks ago, an update was released, so let's see what the update was. Well, according to this update on the story, one of the persons involved in the crash has been tracked down all the way in Manchester A tip led investigators to this person, as well as a possible CCTV footage of the crash. As of right now, there are no real explanations or even detailed accounts of what happened that day in Paris, but it's still being spun as an unexplained mystery. I hope more comes out of this. I'd love to hear what really happened on the M6 that day. Whilst details are very sketchy, the crashes on the M6 and in Paris are believed to be linked by this person, and both investigations have been plagued with allegations of unexplainable activity. In Paris, witnesses described how the occupants of one of the vehicles disappeared momentarily. The M6 crash investigation... What's that?
Sorry.
Oh, right.
I'm just coughing my guts up.
Okay. The M6 crash investigation revealed how the vehicles at the front of the crash contain no evidence of bodies or human tissue that is consistent with the crash scene. None of this or any of the other anomalies that have been explained, and most media inquiries have been met by a complete rebuke from the investigation teams. However, anonymous sources close to the investigation into the M6 crash have said they received a tip about the whereabouts of one of the possible witnesses involved in the crash. This tip has led them to seizing some CCTV footage recorded in an office block in Manchester close to where the sighting took place. No one was willing to confirm the source of the footage or how the alleged witness came to be in Manchester, only there appears to have been some contact about a business transaction during which suspicions were aroused as to the nature of the inquiry. Further examinations show that the person in this footage is very similar to the one caught in footage recorded in Paris. Furthermore, footage that was previously denied but recorded at the M6 crash site shows a person who fits the same description. Whilst no one will officially go on the record to confirm or deny the footage, there was a further sighting of this person during a disturbance at a local cafe near Deansgate, one of Manchester's main shopping streets. Shoppers reported a man shouting aggressively during a standoff with another customer, and also then leaving.
Is there another way to shout?
I don't know. You could shout passive aggressively. I don't know.
Shouting seductively.
Yeah. Shouting quietly.
Shouting sadly.
Yeah.
Shouting calmly.
Accompanied by another man who is described to have restrained the main suspect while removing him from the premises. With anonymous sources close to the M6 investigation pointing to key events that still remain unexplained and the ongoing investigations of the Paris crash yet to reveal a breakthrough, this new lead could prove vital in trying to determine the cause of the crash. So that was the update. A new PR release is hitting news sites from a journalist who was contacted by the Manchester police and allowed to ask questions regarding this mysterious case. What I thought was going to be a final answer to dispel any rumours and false allegations has only piqued my curiosity. Well, of course, the police are always keen to clear stuff up, aren't they, and prevent
misinformation, obviously. Yeah.
They're good at that.
Yeah. There are still some sketchy details left unanswered and some mysteries that I really want solved. Most importantly for me, where the hell is that CCTV video? That's in bold, Hobbit. And scare quotes.
Where is it indeed? Yeah.
Someone has it. Please send us a copy. PR log press release. November the 10th, 2010. Police have been keen to suppress speculation about the arrest and also play down the rumours that these incidents involved elements of the paranormal. But speculation has been rife, and whilst no firm denials have been issued by the police about the circumstances surrounding some of the incidents, any suggestion of paranormal activity has been strongly refuted. No. Police are quite keen to go, well, this is all magic. It's all magic and time travel. The police are just itching to say that, aren't they?
They always go for the least plausible explanation.
They're also keen to stress that this arrest is the first of what they think will be several arrests in what they think could either be an elaborate prank or an extortion racket.
It's just an extortion racket from the future.
I'm from the future. I have black bail for stuff you haven't done yet.
Look, I'm from the future. Give me last week's lottery numbers, but that won't be applicable. You're from the future. This point is gone. Give it to me, or there'll be hell to pay. Oh, okay. I would just let me look up last week's lottery numbers for you then.
Give me the numbers, or your grandmother gets it in the past.
What?
I'm gonna go back and murder your
You
grandmother.
remember that night she says where she had an affair and then she got pregnant and then your dad was born? That was me!
As the events, I meant get it as in, get it, see?
Oh no.
Yeah. But you took it the other way, Hobbit, didn't you?
I did.
Is that because you're a lover, not a fighter, Hobbit?
I just I thought wouldn't it be funny he's threatening you with I don't know something and you'll never be born if you do it. If you don't do it, then you will be born.
Yeah.
Which causes a bit of causality.
As the events unfolded on Monday at breathtaking speed, I was contacted by the police and invited to attend an interview session. Don't go with the arresting officer, Detective Roger Silverton. And
is there any time when you can be invited to an interview with the police where it goes well for you?
If you get a job there.
Even then.
And you're not white. I've been granted permission to publish extracts from that interview. Initially, I was taken by a police custody van. He was taken by a police custody van? What's a police custody van?
It's where they transport custard from one place to another.
To a location deep in the countryside and escorted out of the van and down into what appeared to be an old underground war bunker. Well, it was a bungalow, but it looked like it was an underground war bunker.
No, it was totally a war bunker, you guys.
It wasn't. No, it just appeared to be one.
From the future.
From the future.
From the future.
I was then led into a room and sat at desk. I think this bloke might be northern. It was then that I was then led into a room and sat at desk opposite to Detective Silverton. I was told that I had about 15 minutes to interview him.
It's hard for Northerners, aren't they?
What?
Because it's hard for Northerners because it's English as a second language and they don't understand the nuances of English grammar.
Yeah. I had about 15 minutes to interview him, and after that, he would be taken back to Manchester. There were no other journalists present. My first question concerned the first reports of the incident on the M6. So why did they get this bloke? You look like a nutter. We'll get you along here. So they didn't get the BBC there. The first person they wanted was some bloke off a paranormal blog.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
My first question concerned the first... It's interesting strategy. My first question concerned the first reports of the incident on the M6 and was also about the exact location. Detective Silverton stated that the accident took place within a 20-mile radius of Birmingham on the M6, southbound carriageway. But the exact location was kept secret because they were concerned about public safety, believing that people would flood to the location, and they're also keen to avoid a multitude of false statements about the incident. When asked about the alleged flash of light that was apparently seen on the CCTV footage from the scene, Detective Silverton said they now believe this was caused by a lightning strike. Fata Morgana, lightning strike, swamp gas.
Over Venus.
Nearby the location at the time. He did not offer any explanation for the lack of human tissue found in the cars at the front of the accident. So it could be Clockwork Men, like in Halloween 3. Citing that this has not been confirmed by anyone other than an anonymous source who they believe was acting from the inside on behalf of the man they hold in custody.
Again, I just keep thinking of Trouble with Custard.
Oh, I found Pity Saltpiet. Does this change the way that it's pronounced, Hobbit, if I have all the accents on it? Does that change the way it was pronounced? So
it probably does.
Pity.
Don't ask me.
Oh, do you not know how to use them?
I just get put them into Google Translate and you get a French lady say "Pitié Saint-Didier" or whatever it is. It's the easy way to do it.
But answers were still thin on the ground, and whilst no full denial was issued about the prospect that some of the facts still being explainable, Detective Silverstone continually reiterated what had hampered their investigations the most had been the speculation and rumour, as this was now attracting every person who has ever thought they've seen an UFO, and wasting a lot of time and resources. Oh, I hate the way these people. Why can't they write it and then just give it a once over?
Because if they did, they'd be like, "Oh no, I have to read now."
Yeah,
and it's like I was. Well, they weren't even elected to lead, not to read. I'm just, trying to think of that thing.
I then moved on to the incidents at the Salpêtrière hospital located in the centre of Paris. So an English copper's going to know all about this, so he's going to ask him. He said this was not within his jurisdiction. What? Shocker. Yeah. But the investigation team in Paris had been in contact with his department due to certain similarities surrounding the events. These similarities included the use of vehicles to create a scene on a popular Parisian route in order to gain maximum attention from the public, and also the reports of a bright light from several witnesses. This maximum attention when it didn't appear anywhere and you can't find any stories about it. I again concentrated on the Paris incident and asked about the witness reports of some of the vehicle occupants momentarily disappearing, and that the injuries revealed from the autopsy reports were not consistent with those that would be associated with a car crash. I was told that the only official information they have shared has been the common identity of the main suspects and the similarities of the incidents themselves. The only additional item of information I was given is that the accident itself took place on the Avenue de New York, near to the Eiffel Tower. So it's Avenue de New York, Hobbit.
Ah, right. So now I've got a place I can look at.
Yeah.
So, Avenue de New York in Paris. And that's on the other side of the river.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm not going south of the river this time of night, Gav.
Oh, actually, the Eiffel Tower is south of the river.
Oh, is it? I'm not going north of the river this time of night, Governor.
Well, if you ever look at the Seine, it's actually really twisty-turny. So that is like the southern bit. What's that river there? It's a different river. It splits off. That is Le Marne.
The audience are absolutely captivated of it. They're not done any comments whatsoever. That's how captivated they are by this story.
They're in awe. That's what's happening.
Yeah, shocked to the core.
Yeah.
He offered. Oh God, I can't believe I've got to read this. He offered no comment on the next bit. He offered no comment on the allegations of body tampering in the morgue. Detective Silverton was also keen to play down rumours of time travel.
Now, I'm going to tell you guys once and for all, it's definitely not time travel, okay?
Does Socko know all about time travel, do they?
Who?
Socko, Scenes of Crimes Officers. I don't know. They've probably changed now to something else.
Oh, right. I'm not very good with
forensics like have they been well versed in time travel? Is that part of the thing? Is it they teach you about? No, this is definitely not a time travel incident.
They're keen to rule that out. That's one of the first things any forensics investigator will do. It's like, any time travel tampering here? No. Okay, move on to the rest of the.
And indeed, any other aspect of paranormal activity, insisting that a logical explanation could be attributed to each allegations made. Each of the allegations made.
Who's worse at writing, this guy or Eric July?
Eric July, obviously, because he's a $1 million businessman.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's got them business.
He does the business.
The business.
The business. Made in the each allegations made in the recent spate of articles about the M6 and Paris incidents, insisting that the public needn't be concerned and that there's nothing to see here. Literally did nothing to see here. That the public needn't be concerned and that no evidence uncovered so far pointed to anything but an elaborate prank. It's just a prank, bro.
Yeah. It's just, 2x4 planks, 2 men in the field at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
They're drunk.
Do you do the bright light in your car, disappearing, reappearing prank on people, Hobbit? I do it all the time.
Oh, it's such a simple trick. I mean, it's up there with pulling a coin from behind a child's ears.
Yeah. just the common prank, bro, of bright light disappearing and reappearing.
Yep, that's it. You got it.
Smoke, mirrors, swamp gas, Venus. Jobs are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll turn my attention.
It's one of those. It's so simple that even Penn and Teller can't be bothered to explain it.
Yeah. I turned my attention to an earlier comment that his team felt this was part of an extortion racket, to which did you disappear, reappearing car, bright light, question mark, profit.
That's it.
What's
got
the
it.
bit in the middle?
Oh well, never you mind.
Four burnt bodies without any evidence.
If the police tell you, everyone will be doing it.
It's one weird trick, yeah. Fucking.
People. He's revealing the method now. To which Detective Silverton replied that people will pay large amounts of money for anything considered to be proof of life beyond death, proof of extraterrestrial life, or even evidence of the ability to travel through time. This group of people...
Bitch.
This group of people seem to be capable of creating the illusion that paranormal activity of some type was responsible for these incidents, and we are tracing some artifacts on the black market that appear to be linked to both the Paris and M6 incidents.
Yeah.
So it's literally just the most elaborate prank, bro.
Yeah.
There's artifacts. What has someone got? Like some charred leg of a guy in the grass or something? He's using a totem or something. I don't know.
The disappear, reappear a fire.
Yeah.
I asked if the fraud squad was also involved. Then, given that this was technically a case that also fell under their jurisdiction, Detective Silverton offered no response. No comment on that question. When questioned about the identity of the suspect, I was told that for his own protection that will remain anonymous, and that this will remain the case until the other suspects that are actively being sought are arrested. When asked about why the suspect would be transferred to London, I've been told that the main investigative team are based there along with all the evidence, so this was purely a logistical decision. I was not the old sending him to London trick. I was not offered an answer as to what department within the police force this team operate under, but I was told it was not part of the Metropolitan Police. They literally got Jean-Claude Van Damme doing the time cop bit.
It's beginning to sound like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Detective Silverton offered no clue as to the identity of the other suspects, only indicating their investigations... Oh, God, he's used the wrong there. Oh, dear. THERE, Hobbit. Their investigations have led them to a financial institution in the City of London, which is why extortion is being considered as a motive for the incident. This is literally disappear, reappear from car, question mark, profit, isn't it?
I would like somebody to teleport a dictionary near him.
I was then led out of the room and driven back to my office in Manchester by custody van or whatever he was on about.
In the customer's transportation device.
Yeah. What's the last one? There's one about... I thought there was one about... video of witness testimony. What's this one? Paris paranormal crash. The video of witness testimony from morgue technician confirms body tampering allegations.
No.
So I'll start off with a little explanation if you don't know about the story of the strange connection between two car crashes. One that occurred on the M6 near Birmingham in UK 2010, and another crash in Paris around 6 months later. They're not saying months though, are they? They're making it quite difficult to find out when these crashes occurred. Eyewitnesses at both crash sites reported seeing a bright flash of light before the crash happened, with some victims vanishing and reappearing. Even the crash investigators revealed they were unable to explain certain facts surrounding the M6 crash. This caused many to think maybe something paranormal was involved. Was it aliens or time travel or something else? Just like that time we used the whole bog roll in a day, that was aliens, weren't it, I bet?
Exactly.
So, get this right, Hobbit. Broken leg hurts like hell. So that's hell. Do you remember that? Hello to you. I wouldn't want a conversation with one.
Well, no.
So, writer ZWT Jameson, who made some right old bullshit up, who is involved in one movie project currently in development with Warner Brothers Studios, divulges more evidence he used when putting together his groundbreaking new book, One of 26. I am tempted to buy One of 26 and read it, because I think it's going to be 50 Shades of Grey, but worse.
That and the Rachel Carson thing, it was like, oh, was it 50 Shades of Mosquitoes or so? I forget what it was now. But
the evidence in question is a video testimony recorded by Colin Z. Hall, the man who initially investigated reports into the M6 and Paris paranormal crashes, written by the freelance reporter Mark Collins.
Every time you say that name, I think of these people.
Who the fuck is Colin? Do you mean Mark? Collins. That's Colin Z. Hall, that's it. Colin granted permission to publish a Skype call he recorded with one of the key witnesses he interviewed about the events that took place in the morgue at the Petit Salpêtrière Hospital in Paris.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. It's the Salpêtrière. It's the Petri bit in the middle. It's like, it doesn't like flow properly, does it?
No, it's a strange name. I struggle with it as well.
Oh, by agreeing to this, Colin felt that people could get an understanding of the depth of evidence. ZWT Jameson. Oh, God, we need to call him something else. J. Jonah Jameson. That's what I'm going to call him from now on. At his disposal whilst researching the book. This witness testimony details the many anomalies associated with the condition of the bodies brought into the morgue at the PS Hospital. I'm going to call it the PS Hospital because I'm fed up of saying it.
Well, just the Paris Hospital. I mean, that's what it is.
The Paris Hospital in Paris after the crash near the Eiffel Tower. Allegations include a lack of physical evidence to suggest the victims died in the crash and that they were heavily sedated. When I finish this article, I want to talk about a film that exists that this really sounds like. Suggests the victims died in the crash and that they were heavily sedated, which in her opinion rendered them incapable of driving the vehicles they were discovered in. The witness...
when someone says based on a true story and then they go to make a bunch of lies and then they can say, well, it's based on a true story. Yeah. Do you think this was based on the true story of one day he watched a film and decided, I could write a book called 1 in 26?
Well, there's a film... Oh, let's just fucking sidebar it now. There's a film, like, I've never seen the film, but I remember seeing the trailer when I was a kid. There's a film called Millennium. I can't remember what
I had that Red Sonja. For decades, I was just like, what's that film where the guy's head gets decapitated? And then eventually I was like, yeah, it's called Red Sonja.
I think it's Cheryl Ladd is in it. Right, let's see if we can find this. Right, so Millennium. There's a film in 1989 called Millennium. So listen to this one. So it's directed by Michael Anderson. Chris Christopherson's in it. Cheryl Ladd. And some other people are in it. So the film follows an air crash investigator who discovers curiously strange details while investigating a recent crash. A woman is sent back to his time from the future to try and derail his investigation before he uncovers their secret. So basically what the secret is there's a plane that's going to crash. So before it's crashed, Before it crashes, they time travel onto the plane, take everybody off the plane, and put like dead bodies from the future on the plane.
Right.
So basically, it's in the future. Pollution has rendered humans unable to reproduce. Teams are sent into the past to abduct people who are about to die. The plane crashes were part of this plan. The abductees are kept in stasis until they be sent to the far future to repopulate the Earth. Most of the current population is in poor health, but the time travellers, mostly women, are relatively healthy and are given the best food and care to pass for 20th century humans. Present-day air is too clean for the time travellers to process. They smoke cigarettes to mimic their own timeline's atmosphere.
Sounds exactly like the guys from Fringe, right?
Yeah.
That's the fucking observers, isn't it? It's fucking like.
So this is but this film's from 1989. It's like it's amazing all this stuff just keeps going round and round and round and round, doesn't it?
It's copied. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always fancied watching this film. It does sound quite interesting.
Apparently, 1 in 26 is no longer available on Amazon.
Oh, isn't it?
Yeah,
they're trying to cover over the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Yeah. Or we can't publish this anymore.
Yeah. Well, this is bollocks. No one's buying it. Mind you, I suppose Critical Drinkers book's still on there.
Oh dear.
Fired.
Is Dave Everyman, Dave SAS Man books? What are they? I don't know. I can't remember.
It's what Tom? Excuse me, Poundland Tom Clancy.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Is the Poundland Tom Clancy?
Because I'm guessing he's got
Tom Clancy.
I was going to say, you know how when people say, "Oh, write what you know," and so Tom Clancy, former Special Forces, writes war stories and stuff. And so Critical Drinker is like, well, I've read a lot of Tom Clancy, so that's what I know. That's what I'm going to write. Tom Clancy, but not as good.
Dom says you're thinking of Taco, Temporal Anomaly Crime Officers.
Yeah,
Spedware says, don't know what Blood's waffling on about.
Yeah, it is a bit sort of like,
it's quite hard to piece. I really don't. I think it's one of those things that seems quite interesting, yet the truth is probably a lot more mundane. I don't know whether this is all bollocks or not. I'm just.
It's hard to actually say what's happened. Like, yeah, I'm still like, so they found bodies or not? Because one thing said it.
Yeah, but they're saying the bodies were all charred, and they're saying there's no way the bodies could have been driving the cars.
You know what? We need to get the Committee for the Liberation and Integration of Terrifying Organisms and their Rehabilitation into Society on the case. You know which one that is, don't you?
Fucking hell, Hobbit. You've memorised that.
Oh, no, I got it in front of me like radar. I just I can't remember what any of the. I don't even remember what laser stands for. Something about
I think we need to start by hitting them with a leafleting. Hit them hard with a leafleting campaign.
Give Keisha charts.
Chameleonic life forms, no thanks. I think that's what we need to start with. Hobbit.
Yeah. So it comes down to a choice between the League Against Salivating Monsters, which is LASM, or the clitoris.
Allegations include a lack of physical evidence to suggest that. Oh, I've already done that one. Witness testimony does
what about
appear
the
to
River
be...
Directive that states quite clearly: never tank with anything that's got more teeth than the entire Osman family.
Background to 1 of 26, which you can't find on Amazon anymore. Hold on. Let's write 1 of 26 book. Let's see if we can find one on eBay or something. No, it's just got a new link, Hobbit.
Oh.
Is it? Oh, yeah, well done.
What the fuck? Hobbit, do you want to do the review on this one? You can buy a used one for £155.99.
Oh, what a bargain! Right, so I'm going to go on Amazon, right?
Oh, sorry, Hobbit. It's plus £2.80 delivery.
Fucking cheek of it.
Yeah, fucking hell.
So I typed 1 in 26 book, right? And it says you want the AirTag holders. Apple AirTag keychain, full coverage, AirTag holder with key rings, protective AirTag case.
Oh,
Or
I've got a
maybe you want
bargain
a
here
bit-
for you. I bet buy a used one for $41.31.
Or maybe I want made in UK 100% polyester tablecloth, solid colours, wedding, Christmas party decoration, free napkins. So, do you want Beethoven's Opus 126, number 1 in G major?
No, I don't.
I think Amazon doesn't know what I'm looking for. Maybe if there was a way I could tell it, like a certain
I found
key
the
frame.
ebook. I found the ebook. $5.99.
Ugh. That's a lot, isn't it?
$5.
Yeah.
So I've been looking on this. Oh, gosh, excuse me.
You have to buy that off of Rakuten.
I think I made the bread with sleeping tablets or something.
Fucking
Fucking hell. It's just,
Did you
not bread.
whack a load about? Is it L-tryptophan? Oh, eBay. There's one on eBay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was last year, I think.
So this is from the author. This is from the other thing, the phantomsandmonsters.com.
Yeah.
I was notified today by author Colin Hull that his book, Fact or Fiction, The M6 and Paris Crashes, will be released in December. Colin writes... hang on, this is Colin's voice. I am finally nearing the completion of my book, and Marcosia shall be publishing it in December. To be honest, it's more of an investigative journal, and in many respects seems to open as many doors as it closes.
Well,
I think I've said this before.
I've got some stuff from the author of 1 of 26. It had to be published as a science fiction book because I couldn't independently verify what I was being told during my research. The witnesses I spoke with were happy to cooperate as long as their names were changed to protect their identities. They wanted the truth out there, no matter how preposterous it would sound to most people. However, they had to think of their own safety as there were and still are very real threats out there from individuals and organisations who want to silence them.
Okay.
I love this. Sir W.T. Jameson, whose other projects include being part of the creative team behind Ares, a movie project signed to Warner Brothers, says his own integrity was key to winning the confidence of the interviewees.
Yeah, that's right. You see, my integrity was key to interviewing the interviewees.
People can call it out as hoax, and I would totally understand that, but I had to take these witnesses' statements on face value and knew that they wanted their story told before it was too late.
Too late for what?
I don't know.
What's going to happen?
We initially thought First Contact was initiated in 2009. This is the established version of events. NASA took the cameras offline and then put out a series of false flags to take the wind out of any aspiring UFO hunters' sails. But of course, the files on board ISS that we've managed to unlock suggest the First Contact took place in Peru many years earlier, and I mean many years earlier. The problem is, the files are so corrupted and out of date, we've struggled to make much sense of the information, so that we're having to backtrack through our own archives to see if they offer any more clues about this new data.
Burke Bacharach through these files.
Yeah, let's have a look at, I think there's Hollywood Reporter. Robert Zemeckis in talks to direct sci-fi thriller Ares for Warner Brothers. And this was
you mean the guy
4 years ago.
I was going to say, Robert Zemeckis, he did Interstate 60 and Back to the Future.
Yeah, there's not really much mention of ZWT Jameson in here, though. They're kind of they're burying the lead here, aren't they?
Well, that's what it feels like to me.
I don't know. I'm kind of like, now I've read more about that. I preferred this when I didn't know anything about it, and now I kind of think that maybe, I don't know, it's all made up by a schizophrenic.
You know, the thing is with Fortean words is when you give air to these things, it actually makes it remember years ago when we did the one about the Russian sleep experiment, and then as I was reading it out, I was like, oh, this is a load of bollocks. This is just some teenagers doing scary, spooky ghost stories.
Yeah.
and then, but at the time I remember being really creeped out by it. But it's like when you read it out to people, it's just like, oh well,
Yeah,
this isn't.
it's one of those stories that are good for reading to people to get them. It's a campfire story, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what creepypastas are. Candle Cove's
But
always
then
been, Candle Cove's always been one of my favourites. That's a pretty.
Oh
good
yeah,
story.
but occasionally there are like stories, and like the more you read it, the more interested they get.
Yeah.
But there's other stories, and you start reading them out. It's like, hang on, this is a bit
This is
far-fetched.
retarded. Yes, this is like. Yeah.
Well, I was grasping at straws, trying to think what's the word I'm
But it's also like some of this stuff. You're like, yeah, I saw this on the X-Files. Like,
Yeah, exactly. This is exactly like fucking Fringe. Before,
Yeah.
You just kind of watch Fringe, like.
Or Millennium. The first thing I
Yeah.
thought of was Millennium. That the time travel angle and the disease and stuff like that. Like that they swapped out. Like if these bodies were charred and that, like perhaps like. That's what they've gone for, Millennium. That they're charred because they had to disfigure the bodies so they couldn't be identified.
I was trying to think.
Like,
Is this
this guy's story is Fringe? Like Fringe finished in 2009.
cringe?
Fringe.
More like cringe. Am I right, guys?
No, Walter ain't cringe, is he? Let me see his anus.
Oh, well, there was that thing with like, oh, wait, it's the dimension merge and the other planet's coming in. Oh, guys, it's a bit scary.
Yeah. And then there was season 5 when they got stuck in amber.
Oh,
and everybody got stuck in amber. Just like, we got to wrap this series up. So everyone got stuck in amber between series. Don't worry about it, bro.
Oh, I think I stopped watching before then.
Yeah, it was the last series. It's like bit like Boardwalk Empire.
Like,
I used to really enjoy that, but like the last series, it was like, yeah, we've got to wrap this up now. This is the last series.
Yeah, it was rushed.
I think that's the problem with J.J. Abrams. It's like he has a good idea, but then it just turns to shit. And it's like, well, I'm not going to finish this.
Well, wouldn't he? The thing is with J.J. Abrams, wouldn't he be better off just carry on as he was, and then there is no last season, and people are always kind of what. But filmmakers don't understand mystery anymore, do they? And leaving people wanting more. Because at the moment they leave people people thinking they've had too much, don't they? That's the problem.
Here's the thing: like the end of season 4, I thought was like that could have been the ending, right?
Yeah.
That could have been the ending, but no. Then they go and make fucking another season.
I'm still annoyed with just how Lost became really bad, and it was like, guys, you could have been onto something really good there, but you fucked it.
Well, you imagine Lost if there was no last series or no last episode. Like,
it just needed one season, and maybe like the hint at the end,
no,
like, oh, there's other.
Downhill. They went downhill with time travel in season whatever it was, 3 or 4 or whatever it was. Like,
Look, just give me one season, hint that there's other people on the island, and then leave it a mystery. Like, do they get back to civilization? Are the people hostile or friendly? They could have just left it. It'd have been brilliant, and it'd be like, oh, why didn't they continue it?
And fans love that shit because then they can do their own fan fiction and stuff, can't they? And like some of the fan theories are better than the actual theories. Like, did you like Game of Thrones was the same, weren't there? Some of the fan theories were like way better than actually what appeared on screen. Because one of them was that it wasn't actually Ned Stark who had his head cut off at the end of the first series. It was the Faceless Man, because he somehow owed Ned Stark a favour or something.
Well, there was the thing about him being a warg or whatever, right? And he
warg,
a bird or something, and
warg.
Transferred his soul into a pigeon or something, yeah.
Oh, what? So he was the same as Brandon?
Yeah, basically. That's how Bran was, yeah.
Yeah.
Before.
And it was like Bran was like completely and utterly wasted, weren't he?
I mean, Bran was just OP, like, he's just, he's OP, like, how'd you write? He's like Superman.
Yeah.
In a wheelchair.
He sees Professor X.
Yeah, basically.
Medieval Professor Xavier.
Yeah.
Like, we still haven't exposed UNESCO. Apparently, there's too much to expose. We can't expose all of it.
We can't.
Our lives would be in danger. Like
all right, just a brief just a brief one with that. Okay, so Göbekli Tepe, it's probably one of the most important artifacts of the ancient world.
On UNESCO,
It took-
UNESCO were actually giving a property back, but I can't remember which one it was. I heard someone talking about it the other day.
They gave it to the WEF, and the WEF buried it in concrete and put roads on it. And they're like, "Oh no, we shouldn't excavate this. We should leave it to future generations." Like, you idiot! We are the future generations. Let's excavate it and have a look at what does it say?
Future generations of it.
What the future generations, where it's going to be basically like 2001. They're going to look at like a PlayStation 2 and screech at it and throw bones at it. Whilst Vespuk Zarathustra plays in the background.
Yeah.
So, do you think when they brought out the PS4, they really missed a trick there? They could have just done that and then put the PS4 as the monolith.
Well, I mean that's what I was thinking of the PS2.
And then have like Nintendo players, Nintendo people throwing bones at it.
You see, that would have been a good advert. That would have been. I mean, I'd have bought it. I liked my PS Triple. Yeah. I've still got it actually. It turns on. It's
still a good Blu-ray player, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of people bought it for. I bought it so I could play Gran Turismo and Katamari. But now you can play Katamari on the PC.
I bought it for Uncharted 2, actually. Yeah.
I can't remember what I bought. I can't remember which game I bought it for. Oh, I think it might have been Dead Space. I think that was why I bought one.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Anyway, back to J. Jonah Jameson. When the initial reports into the M6 paranormal crash and the Paris paranormal crash first surfaced a few years ago, many were sceptical and questioned the validity and authenticity of those reports. This is the only known video from the crash on the M6 in England. Speculation was rife, and soon after those initial reports, along came the headlines such as The Milky Way Motorway and The Time Traveller's Diary. Okay, let's see if we can find that headline then. Hobbit, do you want to see if you can find...
The video? Have you actually got the video? Is the video still up?
Fraser,
hold on.
We're about to do an investigation. You can do this too. I'm going to look at the Milky Way motorway.
Yeah, if you can find the Time Traveller's Diary headline, Fraser. See if they actually exist.
Excuse me, sorry.
Okay, so this is that right? Time Traveller's Diary headline.
Sell my car. Get more money for your car.
Are you on Google, Hobbit?
I'm using Brave Search. Normally I have Bing. Let me go on Bing, actually.
Bing.
New computer, so it hasn't saved like my preferences. The Milky Way...
Is it Time Traveller's Diary? Is that what I'm looking for?
Motorway, UK.
Because all it's giving me is Doctor Who.
Majestic photos of the Milky Way captured in Kent. How to see the Milky Way in the UK? How to see the Milky Way? So what was the headline? What was the bit you read out again?
The Milky Way Motorway or Time Traveller's Diary are supposed to be actual headlines.
Time Traveller's...
It's a newspaper. Do we know what newspaper it's in?
No, that's literally all I've said. It's like a lot of this stuff seems like bullshit.
So there's a Doctor Who website called, and it's saying the Time Traveller's Diary is a novel. That's probably where the journalist got the thing from, because they're the sort of nerds that read Doctor Who.
Yeah, see, I put it in quotation marks and nothing comes up. It's a Google whack.
Milky Way motorway. Crash seriously.
It's just
something along with that.
You found something, have you?
Oh.
Yeah.
I found a headline. Do you want to do your one first, Fraser?
Right, I don't know if there's anything to do with this, because it's all about a Shell garage in 1935 England.
What's that, the Time Traveller's Diary or the Milky Way Motorway?
Time Traveller's Diary. An extraterrestrial encounter in 1935 England.
The extra testicle. Mm.
Is this what we're looking for? Is this?
Well, this
Well-
it should be something to do with the M6 crash.
Nope.
So my headline, I'm going to read it, and then I'll leave the audience to decide whether it was or not right. So this is like in regards to Milky Way motorway. So the headline is, and this is from the expressandStar.com.
Yeah.
One left seriously injured as lorry rolls onto its side in M6 crash, blocking lanes and causing long delays.
Oh, that might
A
actually
lorry,
be the one.
a lorry driver was taken to hospital as a car transporter rolled onto its side, a major junction in the M6. Traffic was brought to a standstill after the HGV toppled over just yards after junction 4A, where drivers can leave to join the M42. National Highways first reported the crash around 9:45 a.m, with commuters warned to expect delays as traffic building on the approach and all lanes were temporarily closed. On X, Twitter. On Twitter, National Highways West Midlands said traffic is currently being held on the M6 southbound between Junction 4A M42 and Junction 4 following a lorry that has overturned and come to rest on its side. And they put side as it is, it apostrophe S.
Yeah.
Good
The
work,
wrong
listeners.
it's then.
I'm glad you I'm glad you spent all that time in journalism school not learning how English works. Oh, there's actually more in this story. Right, okay, one man, the driver of the vehicle, was confirmed to have been injured in the incident. A West Midlands ambulance service saying the man was being treated for potentially serious injuries. A West Midlands ambulance service person officer said, "We were told to report because we can't use gendered terminology anymore."
Yeah.
Can I just say, I really don't like it when men and women refer to each other as my partner. It's like, what, in business? What business are you doing? My partner. Are you gay? Is it your girlfriend? Are you saying that because you're gay and you have another woman living at home with you in a sexist marriage? Is your partner? Oh, actually, no, it's my boyfriend. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Boyfriend because you're not married yet. When you're getting married, and that's usually when the conversation ends. So,
Hello, what's this? Okay, this might be it.
yeah, this is just a story about like a lorry driver who had a bit of an accident, and it's nothing about the Milky Way motorway.
It's kind of weird how this. I mean, if these do it, so I don't know whether it's like an elaborate hoax or not.
It just is very scant news about it, and it sounds like an interesting. So instead of us trying to find out,
it's one of two things. It's either an actual spooky event that they're trying to hide, or it's bollocks from top to bottom.
I'm going to go with the former because that sounds more interesting. So
Yeah.
why don't you tell us what you remember of this story? Because the way you said it was way more interesting than this. Like, oh, man has accident on AM6 and then the traffic was closed because traffic.
Yeah. I think it's one of those. It's far more interesting when you don't know anything about it. You only know like the very like scant details. There was a crash in the M6 and in Paris where people disappeared, and there was a bright light in the car.
Yeah, I mean, you see, that's way more interesting. So let's talk a bit more about that. Like bright lights in the sky, people being zapped out of their cars.
Well, they're not saying bright lights in the sky. They're saying the bright light. I assume that they're saying the bright light is actually in the car.
Right. So there was bright lights in the cars, which a bit like a Star Trek transporter. People are being zapped out of their cars, and then because there's no one at the helm, the cars crash.
But if we're going for a more mundane explanation, could it be that there's still something a bit paranormal, conspiratorial about it, but they were testing some sort of energy weapon?
Well, I was going to say
it's something similar to the Philadelphia experiment.
Right, but I was going to say with the most mundane thing, let's just say they got temporarily blinded because of a bright light appearing inside their car. How did that bright light get there?
Yeah.
Because that's not just like the cabin lights turning on, is it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're saying.
I was debating whether to replace my cabin lights because I got incandescents with LEDs. And then I thought to myself, well, I could do that, but none of them are burnt out. And I quite like how they sort of like there's like a bit of a time, especially with 12-volt incandescents,
Yeah.
to glow on. I like that. I find this something nice and reassuring. And plus, if I'm somewhere dark, those lights are bright enough. So I think I'm going to keep the incandescents. Also, when I'm king, I'm going to forbid all these high-intensity discharge lights.
ZWT Hobbit. Do you want to have a go at ZWT Jameson? Oh, his last tweet was June. No, his last. Oh, he's still tweeting.
Oh yeah.
This is a superb album by Naibu, and it sounds brilliant on vinyl. Oh, he's just flogging records now.
Oh, I see. So his other grift didn't work, so now it's just like, I'm a connoisseur of music, I am, and you should listen to me for musical recommendations. I will
I've given up on
music.
I've given up on talking about time travel, and now I'm talking. There you go. So I won't give out his hat because I don't encourage bullying. I think that's
How bizarre. We were talking about turntables today.
Yeah.
And now we're on the subject of records. Or vinyls, as Americans like to call them.
There's all the Akira stuff in the background. Is that the soundtrack to Akira or something?
It's not a good soundtrack, but I can understand somebody wanting it on disc.
Yeah.
I've preferred the term records because the thing is, they're made out of numerous materials. Most of them are made out of poly.
Were they ever made out of vinyl? They were never made out of vinyl.
I don't think so. Like, are records made from?
I think you have to say were.
Vinyl. Were records made from vinyl? Because they were made from shellac. That's one thing that was true. Phonograph records. Vinyl origins and record productions. According to the search results. Oh, this is an AI thing. So, what is a vinyl record? Vinyl versus records. At first glance, the terms record and vinyl mean the same thing, right?
Didn't they used to be like that? Oh, no, that's years ago. They were wax. Right, so the resin mix, which is used to create a vinyl record, is made up of a blend of the following materials: polyvinyl chloride, polyvinyl acetate, colorants, heat stabilizers, plasticizers, lubricants, and fillers.
Yeah, because I like a record in its default state will be clear, but then they put in
so what is vinyl?
Touch.
I've got a Hobbit. Look, I've got a diagram for you, Hobbit. There you go. What do you think of that?
Here we go. So ethylene and chlorine, yeah. And then from that you get ethylene dichloride. Then vinyl chloride monomers makes PVC. And then also you've got vinyl acetate, which becomes polyvinyl acetate when you cook it. So the PVC is mixed with PVA, which is not PVA glue, and then you get a record.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you put some colours in it, so you can have pink records, you can have blue records, and most people seem to be really happy with black records for some reason.
I got a red one. I ain't got that many. I got a couple of picture discs. I've got Pretend We're Dead by 07, the 12-inch picture disc.
So the first album I ever bought was Boards of Canada's Music Has the Right.
Jack says, I like the image of scorched human shapes on tarmac. Nice, thanks. It's sci-fi.
Oh, okay. There's
the Milky Way motorway is what they call your mum's cleavage, Hobbit. Dom says.
All right, okay. So the first record I ever bought was in a beautiful place out in the country, and it was a 45, which I remember at the time being annoying because my dad's turntable could only do 33s. And then he made an oscillating circuit for it so it could go faster without using more power, which I didn't understand, but something to do with... Oh, that's it. He says the motor in his turntables relied on the 50 hertz signal from the mains to generate its speed. And then by changing...
So have we finished speculating on... Should we just do some really wacky speculation? I mean, it could be. I mean, they do say, like, some of the alien stuff, they speculate that there's things missing
Why
from
were
their
we
DNA,
talking
and that's
about-
why they're always messing about. That's why they're always. That's why they want us to breed with them, don't they? Because it's about
Why
the
were we
DNA
talking
dying,
about
isn't it?
records in the first place? How do we get onto that tangent?
Oh, that guy and his.
Oh yeah, he
presented
gave
to
up on the
James.
grift.
Yeah.
So now he's like he's
Flogging records.
shitting records. Yeah. Do
But,
you want to buy some Duran Duran? I could give you a good price.
So what do you think? Could it be that the nudge department have created this like bizarre story about lights in cars and stuff when it was just like some misdirected energy beam or something?
Well, the bit which I find interesting about that, and I'm going to say that's a form of plasma, is how would you get a beam of light appear in people's cars without any like, sorry, how would you get a flash of light appear without a beam showing like an origin point? And I keep thinking like with plasma, so if you get two invisible beams from like, well, I think they call them masers. So imagine instead of visible light, you've got invisible microwaves, but they're collimated like a laser beam. So they're not going to deviate. And they won't really interact with anything until you shine it on the surface. However, if you get two of those beams to cross and you do it right, I'm trying to think of the right term for it. It's like interference pattern. That's it.
I found an update. I found an update that's got some new stuff.
Yeah. Well, the interference pattern could cause it to flash and form a plasma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm just sort of speculating, like how I would do it. How would I make a light appear out of nowhere?
Yeah, because if you're gonna do an energy beam, you don't want like a fucking Death Star bright green light, do you? You want it to be invisible.
Well, you should probably look into the Philadelphia experiment then, because this sounds exactly like it.
Yeah.
Like there was reports of like a flash of light before that thing supposedly disappeared, and then.
Well, that was a military experiment because they were. We could do the. We could do another.
By the way, if anybody's saying it's far-fetched that you could do like microwave beams, shine them on another, and then it causes light.
If we're going to take the authorities' like word at the burnt bodies, right? That could also be a symptom of like.
Well, couldn't the bright light be like they're flash fried or something like that?
Well, this is it. This is supposedly during the Philadelphia experiment, like people like flesh, biological matter was like fused with like the ship. So...
Okay.
Yeah, but that wasn't due to plasma or anything. That's because the ship ceased to exist in space, didn't it? And that's how people merged. That's how they merged.
Well,
people merged into the hull. They
when it
melted into the
reappeared,
hull.
supposedly, yes, that people were like stuck between bulkheads and in the walls and shit. And yeah, like that's one of the.
You see, that's even simpler than what I was thinking of. It's just like, yeah, you just direct a microwave beam of death at someone and they flash fry and burst into light.
I mean, I don't know if anyone like Hobbit's played Command and Conquer, right? Do you remember the first game, like the very first game?
Yeah, I played a lot.
Do you know what happens if you use the chronosphere from GDI on infantry units?
You're thinking of Red Alert, and
Is it Red Alert?
Yeah, the chronosphere's in Red Alert. In Tiberian Dawn, you had the ion cannon and nukes.
It was Red Alert. That's right. Yeah, do you know what happens? They die.
Yeah. The chronosphere can only be used on machines. Yeah, because you got Albert Einstein in there, and he's he's not doing the Philadelphia experiment, but basically it's successful in the game, and that's where you got the chronosphere. And
except it kills troops, and that's taken from the story of the.
Yeah, that's it. It's just like you can do it on machines, and you can sort of put them out of time, which in the game effect makes them invulnerable for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Right.
But
so here's
this sounds to me like it could be one of these if it's so hush hush, right?
So apparently this is from a leaked. Apparently this is from a leaked report into the crash. The pile-up involved 17 vehicles, including 3 trucks, but miraculously no one was killed, although several people were taken to hospital for minor
In the
injuries.
UK? Bloody
Yeah.
Yanks.
Yeah.
Shitting up our language with trucks. Exactly.
You have lorries and arctics, you got to use the proper nomenclature, haven't you?
Yeah.
One anonymous source...
English, do you speak it, a journalist? Evidently not.
One anonymous source closely involved with the investigation said there are 3 specific areas they're finding increasingly difficult to explain. The tachometer... Is it tachometer or
tachometer?
Tachometer.
You can call it a tachometer, but it's tachometer is what I've heard it referred to.
Because people call it tacho for short, don't they?
Yeah.
And not that kind of tacho.
It's a timepiece.
Yeah, the tachometer readings of one of the trucks. The CCTV footage taken at the time of the crash, and also the lack of physical evidence to show drivers were present in 3 of the vehicles. Details remain closely guarded, but it is understood that tachometer readings clearly show that the truck's speed reduced dramatically about 1 minute before the accident. Would that be because there was an accident?
Yeah.
The CCTV footage...
Well, hold on. Was the truck involved in the accident? Because if there was an accident during...
Well, obviously,
the car,
we don't
it would
need
slow
to
down,
know that,
right?
Fraser. We don't need to know that, do we?
Well, it would explain why the truck suddenly slowed down.
Why would we need to know that, Fraser?
Yeah.
Why would we need to know that bit of evidence? The CCTV footage is alleged to show a thin white line across the southbound carriageway, again timed at about 1 minute prior to the crash. No one from the crash investigation team is willing to go on record to either confirm or deny these reports, and it's understood that the entire investigation has now been turned over to another police department based in London, although again no one would confirm or deny this.
Based in London.
So the following diary entry was recently discovered. Whilst I wasn't there when the accident happened, I'm able to piece together a rough version of the events from the subsequent confrontations with Silverton that happened as a result of it. It was always going to be the case that the traders were keen to both stop my progress to Paris. The traders were keen both to stop my progress to Paris and also disrupt any other operations that were taking place by other members of the group that would interfere with their activities. That was a constant and never-ending threat. Although neither myself or Roy could have imagined what lengths they would have gone to in order to derail our mission. Effectively,
I'm just going to imagine he's talking about Roy Chubby Brown.
Yeah. Effectively, I'm a cunt. Effectively, the events that were now fucking pleasure. Effectively, the events that were now taking place.
I'm just going to imagine Roy Chubby Brown reading the rest of this article out.
Fucking pleasure. Taking place could have had serious repercussions for the timeline if they weren't thoroughly vetted prior to action, and I didn't think that would be high on the traders list. I don't know what the traders are. He's not explaining what the traders are.
Shit, I said fuck. Oh, fuck, I said shit!
Yeah. While Roy and I were left pondering how we could best deal with our accidental guests, further developments were ensuring
fucking
our return...
cock bastard bollocks.
Our return to the 21st century was going to be fraught with What? While Roy and I were left pondering how we could best deal with our accidental guests, further development... This is gobbledygook. I apologise, everyone.
Don't you use racial slurs on my Christian stream?
Yeah. Further developments were ensuring our return onto the 21st century was going to be fraught with... his trade as an anti-Semitic slur. A serious accident had taken place on the M6 at the precise location we now found ourselves standing at the time we left our vehicles. So whilst we were looking around in disbelief at the abandoned and overgrown motorway, wondering what our next move was, the vehicles we were meant to be driving were out of control and causing the accident. Right, so this guy says...
What?
So this guy's saying...
Abandoned, overgrown motorway?
Yeah, so what he's saying is they got thrown into the future. So the disappear and reappear part was them getting thrown into the future.
I think this guy's smoking some potent gear. I'd like a bit of that.
What was it? Was it overgrown with skunk? Is that what it's overgrown with?
It's Peter Hitchens' worst nightmare. A new variety of super skunk that lowers house prices.
Great. Abandoned and overgrown motorway. Wondering what our next move was. The vehicles we were meant to be driving were out of control and causing the accident. This crash involved about 15 vehicles and blocked the M6. Miraculously, no one was killed, but there were several serious injuries, and the motorway was closed for the rest of the day and long into the night as the investigation into the accident took place. The duration of the closure was not entirely due to the time it took to clear up the carriageway, but it was due to the meticulous nature of the investigation, and this was led by Roger Silverton. Roger wasn't part of any police force. This is making me think, like, when they got flung into the future, did one of them leave a tap on at home, which led to the Norweb Federation? Do you remember that one, Hobbit, from Red Dwarf?
Norweb. Oh, yeah, because he left a tap on at home, yeah.
The Norweb Federation was created.
That's right, yeah, because of the water bill. They've become like the world's most, the universe's most powerful organisation.
Roger wasn't part of any police force based in Manchester. He was part of a division of Special Branch.
Special branch,
hello. That was based
I'm Special Branch. Yeah, Special Branch, hello. Knock knock.
This division was specialised in events that were
doing any crimes. Special.
This is where it becomes out and out bollocks. So this division specialised in events that are of unexplainable nature. Like I don't believe need to know of that kind of shit goes down to the police.
I was wondering if you sort of picked up on the subtle hints that it's a bit bollocks, isn't it?
Is this why they don't investigate burglaries? They're just investigating time travel and UFOs.
Yeah.
Wait, are you telling me that all the proper, like, serious detectives in the UK police forces, they've all been caught up in the time war, and that's why they can't investigate burglaries, because they've got, like, they're investigating men who look like Tom Baker wearing scarves, and
Unit started out as a police unit, didn't it? That's why it's called Unit.
Oh, I see. That's very imaginative.
Namely, UFO sightings, psychic phenomena, and other such. Obviously, this gave whoever Roger really was the perfect cover to track and intercept us while staying on the right side of the law. Because the nature of the accident on the M6, Roger's division of Special Branch were notified.
Roger Melly's division of Special Branch.
Yeah.
Is this just the Viz special episode? Why not? What do the fat slags have to say about the M6 closure?
Yeah. Roger's division.
Were they upset because
they were those twins that started attacking each other. That was the fact. Like,
oh, God, yeah.
The nutty twins.
Yeah.
But I could just imagine, like, they were annoyed because Baz was stuck on the M6 and they were both desperate for a porking.
Roger's division of Special Branch were notified, and he was the first to attend the scene. No doubt aware of our proximity because he was tracking our movements. Roger would have agreed. I think this is all inside a schizophrenic's head. I'm just going to put it down there now. Roger would have. I'm so disappointed now. I've researched into this. I preferred when it was like some mystery that I didn't know about. Roger would have greeted by an assortment of tangled vehicles, all badly disfigured from the accident. Do vehicles get disfigured in accidents, Hobbit?
Well, it's funny you should mention that, because, you see, in New York, about 23 years ago, there was the strange case of cars which looked completely burnt out, but paper that was around them was unburnt.
I mean the actual, like, would you use the word disfigured relating to a car?
I mean, it's an unusual choice, right? It's not the first word I choose for it, but my God, I think what I need to do in the future if I can't go to sleep is just make one of these loaves of bread. It will take me about 3 hours, but once I eat it, I'll be out like a light.
It's just, did you put too much L-tryptophan in it or something?
It's stodging. You see, I put a bit too much flour in it, and I
Isn't
thought,
that, isn't that because doesn't your digestive system expend energy trying to break that bread down, and it kind of
probably, yeah. I mean, it was quite stodgy bread, and
Yeah.
I had some like fried chicken with it, and it was done in panko breadcrumbs. They said they expired in 2022, but they tasted fine to me.
So, all badly disfigured from the accident and dried bloodstains on the inside of these vehicles, except 3. So this is the reason they're saying, because 3 of the vehicles didn't have any bloodstains on them. The 3 vehicles we drove were devoid of any human tissue or blood to signify the presence of somebody behind the steering wheel at the time of impact. It keeps switching between things, and it doesn't quite make sense. One thing I learned prior to getting embroiled in my current situation, because that's the way people talk, isn't it? Do you use the word embroiled in everyday conversation, Hobbit?
If I was trying to bullshit people and get them to buy my book, I would. Yeah.
In my current situation was that the police and also the media treated anything that could be construed as paranormal as a standing joke. There was always another far more logical explanation, of course, Fatima Gardens.
No, I don't think it's that anything that's paranormal is seen as a joke. It's when you're a wind-up merchant, people don't take you seriously.
The thing is, with anything paranormal, it's got to pass the sniff test, doesn't it? And this one doesn't pass the sniff test, does it?
He's just annoyed me too. I mean, he hasn't annoyed me as much as Rachel Carson, where 1,000 deaths are not enough for her. And isn't it funny? I've you know what? Go back and Rachel Carson, you are not appreciated. I think it's episode 196 or 185, something like that. It's got a great episode. My microphone's really loud for some reason, and
always really loud for some reason. This.
It was great. I mean, everyone had a good time.
Hobbit, please.
Okay, I'm sorry, but
I want to finish this.
Why were we all about Rachel Carson? Oh, that's it. Yeah, because Rachel Carson annoys me more than this man, but he's getting close.
This was great for us, as we could be securing the knowledge. Like, why is it flipping between something quite serious and something that's absolute bollocks?
You see, I was embroiled in something quite serious, but this was good for us.
Yeah. This was
these words work together somehow.
Could be securing the knowledge that apart from disappearing in front of someone, anything we said would be dismissed as pure fantasy.
Yeah. Write something more coherent then, you dickhead.
But this accident, there's literally no punctuation there. So this is a sentence, Hobbit. This was great for us, as we could be securing the knowledge that apart from disappearing in front of someone, anything we said could be dismissed as pure fantasy. That's a sentence.
Well, great.
The only mystery here is what's happened to this person's grammar. Like, it could be from the footer where grammar has just turned into text speech.
Do you think, because he's been going back and forth in time, that's why he's got brain damage?
It's footer grammar. Oh, what you mean? Like, what's that time travel? What is it? The butterfly effect.
12 monkeys.
No, the butterfly effect,
yeah.
where he gets where he gets the nosebleeds and his brain damage every time he travels in time.
Oh, okay. I think I saw 5 minutes of it, and they got bored, and then there was something better on the other side. So
there's two endings. One of them's really shit, where at the end he chokes himself with his own umbilical cord when he's a baby.
Oh, the butterfly effect.
Yes.
That's spastic.
That's it. I remember that film. Yeah.
There's have you seen both endings, Fraser?
Yes, I have actually.
Yeah, the umbilical cord one is stupid.
I'm quitting now.
Well, exit stage left.
So who is the narrator of this? Because at the end he goes, but this accident could change that. As for would you start a paragraph with "but," Hobbit?
No, but then again, I'm not a dickhead.
For the first time, significant evidence was now available to suggest that the M6 accident was not a straightforward human error collision. I just feel like I've been dragged into a marketing for some retard's book.
Well, it's you can buy his.
I think I've solved the mystery. We've just been dragged into an elaborate marketing campaign.
To buy his used Lenko turntable.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's an idler drive. You know, it's not belt driven, unlike the Torrens Mark 124 shit turntable. Don't understand why people rant and rave about them. They're not good.
Actually, you don't see his turntable on that, do you?
Well, I don't know. I'm just imagining that he's, got an eBay shop and he's selling any old junk.
He's trying to push any old junk on us. Yeah.
Feels
So
like
sorry about that. What I thought was an actual decent paranormal story is just elaborate marketing.
Well, at least we managed to scare off the serious listeners with the Fred and Rose West episode, so they won't be writing a letter of complaint to Points of View of like, oh, I thought this was subpar for a 40 words episode.
Yeah, it's not our fault. She blames ZWT Jameson and buy his book for 155 quid, which is where the link on there takes you to a buy used for £155.89 with £2.80 delivery. By the
go to one of his
by the 3rd to the 9th of October. What the fuck?
Go to one of his book signings and say, look, I've just got some questions for you as all.
What's the
I'd just like you to answer some
ISBN 10 and an ISBN 13? Obviously, it's amount of digits. I know that much, but
I don't know. Is it just they've realised with the old system they weren't going to have enough numbers? So, like IP
but now they're
version
using
6.
both alongside each other.
Well, I think it's like IP4 and IP6. I don't know what happened to IP5.
Yeah.
But new website addresses are IP6.
Yeah, but you've already got 5G, so they just don't want to confuse people with IP5, do they?
Well, yeah, but IP6 came out like decades ago. What happened to IP3 and 5? Let's see if there's anything about that. What happened to IP version 5?
Dead. Noel Edmonds is trending.
Is he? Oh, I don't think he's dead.
Noel Edmonds
IP version 5 never became an official protocol due to a variety of limitations in it. What is known as IP version 5 started under a different name, Internet Stream Protocol, or simply ST.
Replace a word in the film title with Noel Edmonds.
Oh, Noel Edmonds instead of Jaws. There we go.
Someone's already done that with Jack Reacher.
Okay.
How about Rita Sue and Noel Edmonds too?
Me, myself, and Noel Edmonds.
Yeah.
The Noel Edmonds Redemption.
13 Noel Edmonds.
The Passion of Noel Edmonds.
Oh, sorry, it's 12 Monkeys I was doing. 12 Noel Edmonds.
Fight Noel Edmonds Club.
Halloween 4, The Return of Noel Edmonds. The Noel Edmonds Chainsaw Massacre. Honey, I've Shrunk Noel Edmonds. Close Encounters of the Noel Edmonds Kind. Never Say Noel Edmonds Again.
Aliens versus Noel Edmonds.
An American Werewolf in Noel Edmonds. A Noel Edmonds on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Star Wars Episode 4 and Noel Edmonds.
Yeah. Let's see. What will be at Noel Edmonds? He's gonna.
Debbie Does Noel Edmonds. The Noel Edmonds Who Loved Me. The Noel Edmonds Rings Twice. I've just thought of one. On Noel Edmonds Secret Service.
From Noel Edmonds with Love.
A View to a Noel Edmonds.
Moving on to sort of the Michael Caine stuff, the Noel Edmonds files. Do you know there's 5 other Harry Palmer films besides the Ipcrest files?
What's that?
And they get progressively worse as well. Like there's a bunch of them in the 90s where he's working in Russia and he gets fucked over by everybody. And it's kind of like low
what's
budget,
his name?
like,
Harry something, isn't it? Is the main character, isn't it?
Harry Palmer. It's even lower budget than Steven Seagal movies. And there's also some sort of implication that he did something really bad during World War II, and if he doesn't work as a spy, then
did he ask for the gazpacho soup to be heated up?
It probably was as bad as that. Yeah.
It's a fox
And then
pass.
it was like, look, we can't do that because the chimney's not actually attached to the ovens.
Oh, back to Noel Edmonds. Deadpool versus Noel Edmonds.
Yeah, yeah. Mrs. Noel Edmonds instead of Mrs. Doubtfire.
Avengers, the Noel Edmonds gauntlet.
The Noel Edmonds. Oh no, that's good. There's so many films that start with the. I was thinking of The Mask. The Silence of Noel Edmonds.
Have you seen someone's put a Miss Piggy filter on Angela Rayner?
Yeah, I did. I saw that.
That's pretty funny.
Fear and Loathing in Noel Edmonds.
The Phantom Noel Edmonds or the Noel Edmonds Menace.
Yeah. How I Met Your Noel Edmonds. Oh no, that's a TV show.
Is that Noel Edmonds and Miri make a porno?
The only one I can think of is Emmanuel, but that was The Fifth Element. The Fifth Noel Edmonds.
Jay and Noel Edmonds strike back.
Say goodnight to the. No. Say goodnight to the bad guys.
Noel Edmonds on a
Say
plane. Men who stare at Noel Edmonds. That's from the Interdimensional Lizard. Come up with those last two.
That's a good one.
The Phantom Noel Edmonds blur of Old London Town. That was from the two Ronnies. That was.
The Invisible Noel Edmonds. The Fantastic Noel Edmonds. The Ballad of Noel Edmonds.
Noel Edmonds' First Blood.
You don't just turn it off!
You don't just turn Mr. Blobby off.
Blobby!
Okay.
I think we should change it to Mr. Blobby. That'd be Debbie does Mr. Blobby.
500 Days of Mr. Blobby. Last Tango with Mr. Blobby.
Last Tango, Mr. Blobby. The Mr. Blobby
Apocalypse
father.
Mr. Blobby.
The talented Mr. Blobby.
Mr. Blobby's Big Day Out.
Yeah.
Mr. Blobby's Day Off.
Mr. Blobby's day.
The Mr. Blobby Club. Well, actually, no, I just realised
that's already been done.
The Fight Club and both the Breakfast Club can be that one. I was thinking of the Breakfast Club. I know. Tromeo and Mr. Blobby. I like
Mr.
Tromeo
Blobby
films.
and Juliet. Oh, yeah, because you have to have Tromeo.
Oh.
in there, don't
Class of Mr. Blobby High.
you? Class of Mr. Blobby.
Poultry Guys. Can I do Blobby? No, but that doesn't really work. It's a bit clever, that one.
Yeah, they got to be not
any
too
other
clever, aren't they?
Oh, I know. Mr. Blobby Holocaust.
Mr.
As opposed to Cannibal Holocaust.
Fucking hell.
Oh, Mr. Blobby the musical. The
Blobocop.
the Texas Mr. Blobby Massacre.
Yeah. Mad Mr. Blobby.
Mr. Blobby, Texas. I was thinking of sort of Paris, Texas.
Mr. Blobby the Barbarian.
Buena Vista, Mr. Blobby Club.
Mr. Blobby Club. Where's it? Reservoir Blobby.
Speed, Mr. Blobby.
Speed, Mr.
just put me. Jaws, Mr. Blobby. Mr. Blobby.
Team Mr. Blobby, World Police.
The wrong Mr. Blobby. Oh yeah. Oh come on. There must be a total Mr. Blobby recall. Starship Mr. Blobby. No.
No, Mr. Blobby Troopers.
Yeah, that's it. God, come on, there must be
The Chronicles of
the
Mr.
Hitchhiker's the Hitchhiker's Guide to Mr. Blobby.
Star Trek 2: The Wrath of Mr. Blobby.
Well, that's easy because any sort of film with it's got semicolons. But then again,
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mr. Blobby.
Is that the one where is that Robin Williams' last movie?
No,
and
Invasion of the Mr. Blobby Snatchers.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What do you think? Are you thinking of some dream? No, What Dreams May Come? No, because that was like that last one, was it?
Oh, that was spooky. My light just turned on.
Ooh.
Oh, I think it's because there's like bushes waving about.
Blobby's Run.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, outside. That's what I meant in your room. I was like,
the Blobby Man, as opposed to the Running Man.
Rise of the Foot Blobby.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I know. Cockneys versus Mr. Blobby, as opposed to Cockneys versus Zombies.
No, Mr. Blobby versus Zombies.
Oh yeah, Mr. Blobby versus Zombies. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Blobby, as opposed to the Thing. That's the problem. So many like films, I think they just like they're one word titles. You can't really put a person's name in them.
Blobby Razor.
I know. Joaquin Phoenix is Mr. Blobby, as opposed to Napoleon, directed by Ridley Scott.
I thought you meant the Joker. That would be Blobby, Blobby, Blobby.
Oh, he'd be good when he's going down the stairs and he's doing a pratfall.
You blobbing to me? You blobbing to me?
Blobby Driver.
Blobby Driver.
You blobbing to me? There's no one else around. You must be blobbing.
Gone in Blobby Seconds. The Fast and the Blobbious. Ocean's Mr. Blobby.
Blobby Raider.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit disgusting.
Raiders of the Lost Blobby Ark.
Yeah. Mr. Blobby.
The Temple of Doom. I was going to say the Temple of Mr. Blobby.
Blobby Ram.
Or would it be Mr. Blobby? Yeah.
Blobby Ram.
I'm on Blobby Bye. I'm on Blobby Bye. Crinkly bottom. Crinkly bottom.
Right.
Blobby, Blobby, Blobby.
Do you think we've actually run out of material now?
Blobby, She Wrote.
Blobby.
Murder on the Blobby Express.
The Blobby Pranos.
And Mr. Blobby calls. The Blob Father, yes, yeah.
The Blob Father.
The Blob.
Yeah.
The Blob.
Yeah.
Blobby.
Why did we say the Blobby like first off? Like that's like, yeah, that's his film. A fantastic Mr. Blobby.
Blobby Club.
Mr. Blobby Endgame.
Blobby Strop Club.
Fuck you, Jeremy. You suck.
What?
I'm sorry. I just thinking like that's an obscure reference. You'll get it. So. God, I can't think of many films. It's like what? Blobby the Destroyer, Blobby the Invincible, and Red Blobby. Oh no,
that's not good.
Well, I was just thinking of the Conan trilogy. You see, it's like
Red Noel Edmonds.
The Hunt for Red Ox Blobby, Toba.
They're up for Red Mr. Blobby.
Blobby Air.
The hand that holds the Mr. Blobby.
Yep. Gaslighting is one word title. Blobby Lighting. There we go. Yeah, that was clever.
Right, we're done now. I've had enough.
Ice Cold in Blobby!
Ice Cold in Blobby.
Floyd off the Mr. Blobby!
Fucking hell.
Those are good films.
I've got a feeling you're going to start up a
Blobby?
stream and just do these Blobby film titles.
Well, next time I play a game, it will be that. No, fuck you, Jeremy. You suck. I was just like trying to think of what the boy was saying. It's like, is he complaining about someone on this team?
Right. Anyway, right, I'm done.
All right.
Night all.
Yeah.
Night all. Stay spooky and don't get sucked in by viral marketing campaigns for time travel books.
And if you have been affected by Mr. Blobby, please write to BBC Points of View, Shepherd's Bush.
Yeah, because it was on the BBC. Top Saturday night programming, that was.
It was good.
Yeah.
Blobby, blobby, blobby.
Blobby, blobby, blobby. Night all. Stay blobby.
Stay blobby. Blobby, blobby, blobby.
Bobby.